Good morning. It is Sunday, May 10th, 2020. It's Mother's Day. And this is our time for meditation on this beautiful morning. I'm Reverend Jonathan Zenz. I am the senior minister here at Unity of Tucson. And I'm grateful that you've decided to join me for this practice. Today, it's a simple day. All we're going to do is allow ourselves to settle into relaxation as I lead us through an extended affirmative prayer. And so all I ask is that to begin, that you simply relax right where you are and choose to create a sacred space. The determination around what is a sacred space is simply that, a determination. An idea. And so you may want to light a candle, or you may want to dim the lights. It's entirely up to you. But ultimately, just making the decision that the space you inhabit is sacred is all it takes. Choose to begin to see everything around you as sacred. For everything around you is a reflection of the infinite divine. That's the truth. And so let us all choose now to relax into this time. Allow yourself the luxury to check in with the physical body, rooting yourself in the understanding that the physical body is a reflection of the spiritual body. Are there any places where you might be holding tension? Simply decide to let them go. Let the tension simply melt away. A decision is all it really takes. And as the tension melts away, begin to turn your focus toward your breathing. Recognize the gentle flow of breath without having to do anything. Just simply deepen into the awareness that the breath is happening. Become aware of the rise and fall of the belly as you take in each breath and release each breath. Allow yourself to simply, with each breath in, imagine that you're breathing in love. And with each exhale, you're breathing out love. Love in, love out. Love in, love out. Love in, love out. If at any time you find yourself drifting, you can focus back on the breath or the sound of my voice. Now, I invite you to consider the following. Right here in this moment, there is only one power, one presence, one infinite creative source. There is God only. There is nothing else. This infinite source is expressing itself magnificently in all things, as all things, for there is nothing separate from it. There is only this infinite creative source. Everything seen, everything beyond sight is this source. There is absolutely no separation. There is only this thing, the thing itself. It is love. It is light. It is life. It is peace. It is beauty. It is joy. It is wisdom. It is power. This infinite creative source so deeply loves that it expresses itself in terms of creation. Each and every one of us is this source. We are the source. We are infinite divinity expressing right here and right now. All that we are, God is. God is all that we are. Every cell in our body is God. Every molecule, every atom, it's all God. The space between the atoms is all God. Perfectly, easefully, and gently, God is expressing itself in terms of all creation. We are the infinite divine. We live the life of God, and we call it our own. We recognize it as our own. Settling now into the understanding that the breath we breathe is the breath of God. And as we breathe in, we are breathing in that magnificent divine energy. And as we breathe out, we are sharing that magnificent divine energy in an infinite circulation of goodness, of love, of light, of harmony. Rooted in this understanding, deeply, deeply rooted, right here and right now. Letting go of any consideration of any activity that has preceded this moment. Releasing our attachments to anything which we perceive is to unfold in the future. Let us now choose to be here and now. The infinite divine presence is here and now. It is who we are. It is what we are. There is no separation. There is only the good. That which we seek is the very thing which has been causing us to seek. Recognizing and knowing this infinite power as the good, I lay claim in this moment to the all good in every area of life. I trust that this magnificence is expressing itself in every relationship. Intimate, loving relationships are reflective of this divine nature. All magnificent friendships are reflective of this divine nature. Every acquaintance is reflective of this divine nature. For I know that every other person we encounter, everyone is divine, is God, just as we are God. And so I see the face of God in everyone in my sphere. I know that the face of God is magnificently expressing itself in everyone, through everyone, as everyone. For each and every one of us is this power. We are not with God. We are not in God. We are of God. And so I treat everyone in my sphere with the respect they deserve as God. I am rooted in the secure knowledge that this is the truth, and I allow this truth to unfold magnificently as my life. And I trust and know that this is so for everyone. I know too that the magnificent divinity is expressing itself in all creative aspects. The creative expression of my life is the creative expression of the divine. And it shows up in work, it shows up in play, it shows up in every activity. For every activity I am engaged in is the activity of God. Every activity is the activity of this divine, creative, perfect flow. Faithfully I acknowledge this all good, and I trust. I trust that my imagination is aligned with this, with the good, and so I am rooted in the most magnificent outflow of creative ideas at all times and in all ways. Creative expression is assured. I live this. I trust this. I know this. And I know too that this magnificent divinity is flowing forth perfectly in all my finances. I am infinitely prosperous because the nature of the divine is infinite prosperity, infinite abundance. I recognize it in every aspect of my beingness. I recognize it everywhere. The nature of infinite prosperity is mine here and now. Just as it is for every single person I encounter, we are each and every one of us magnificently appointed as prosperity. So there is only success, there is only good, there is only life, there is only light. And these things in expression flow forth. There is no ceasing to the magnificent flow. I allow allow this all good, this flow, this magnificence to be recognized in every cell of my body. I know that infinite physical health is assured because the physical is a reflection of the spiritual. And so there is an infinite spiritual blueprint upon which all life is unfolding. Each individualization of this magnificent divinity has a spiritual blueprint at its core. And anything unlike this perfect, whole, complete, magnificent, flowing blueprint, anything unlike it is immediately washed away. The good is here, expressed as magnificent physical health. All aspects of physical beingness are in alignment, are all in flow, are all good. And so everything is working harmoniously, magnificently, for the greatest physical expression of life, for that is the nature of divinity. That is the nature of God. And so I trust this. I know this. I allow this. And I let this magnificent, magnificent, magnificent flow be the point of view from which all things are. I extend this understanding of this infinite self to include everything around me, whether perceived as physical, spiritual, full of life, or lifeless. I recognize and know that everything has a vitality to it. That vitality is God. That infinite, perfect flow. All is well. All is good. This is the truth. And so I let this truth continue to unfold itself perfectly, right here, right now. And I am rooted with gratitude in my heart for this understanding. I allow myself to recognize the core of gratitude at the center of my heart space as though it's a little white light. And this gratitude, as I understand it, more and more begins to grow larger and larger until the entire body is filled with the light of gratitude. And it begins to overflow, pushing past the physical barriers that I perceive, and it expands and expands until the very room I inhabit is filled with this gratitude. And it moves beyond the physical walls and beyond and beyond. And gratitude, rooted and centered in my heart, envelops the world. The gratitude in my heart intermingles with the gratitude that is expressed by all creation. And so I am rooted in and living as gratitude right here and right now. And I recognize and know that all my needs are met because gratitude fuels that magnificent creative engine. I live in faith. I live in trust. I live in the infinite knowledge of the all-good. And so with gratitude, I simply relax, allow myself to more deeply understand. And in this understanding, I trust faithfully. I step out of the way and allow the divine circuits to magnificently flow forth in the expression of life. I let go of any perception of limitation, and I trust in the flow. I relax, I release, I trust, I know. I trust that this is so. And so it is. And so gently now, as we begin to wind down our experience and this time, I invite you to begin to develop an awareness once again of the physical space you inhabit. Gently allowing yourself to take it in, perhaps rubbing the pads of your thumbs back and forth across the pads of your fingers, broadening the focus to once again include the breath, breathing in and out, in and out, in and out. In your own time, in your own way, gently allowing yourself to open the eyes if you have closed them. And as you look around, do so with a refreshed sense of your connection to all of it. The good is here. The good is you. Namaste.